What's going on, America? This is Kevin from Kevin's Corner, where I try to make sense out of nonsense. And I must say, Heavenly Father, I thank Thee for allowing me to seeth througheth the bulleth crappeth of the Democratic Party. You have delivered me from their hypocrisy and from their manipulation. So good to be a black man that is free from the slavery of the Democratic Party. And I'm not talking about physical slavery, everybody, just in case somebody's watching this and they're liberal trying to pick me apart. This guy's out there talking about black people are still in slavery. It's crazy. Look at this guy right here. He's a neo-Nazi, even though he's black, but it doesn't matter because everything we do and say doesn't make sense. Kings of chaos. That's what they are. They're the kings of chaos. What they do is they come up with stuff that doesn't really matter in real life and make it appear that they're doing stuff, busy work, shuffling papers, stapling a couple things, taking some phone calls, making sure they speak loud enough to where the boss can hear them. Yeah, we'll get that right out. Okay. All right. Thank you. Take care. And go right back to doing nothing. That's what they do. So out of all the important stuff that's going on around America, the Democrats come up with having a committee in the House to study reparations. Now, you have to understand with how they see. I like to expose them. I like to dive right into their psyche, right into the dome, and say, okay, what is going on in the mind of the Democratic leadership when they get together and they're planning meetings? Do you think they're talking about real ways to solve problems for Americans? No. What they're doing is saying, let's figure out all the garbage and unnecessary stuff we can bring up that would sound good on the surface, but lead to nothing. And secondly, would help us get reelected. You throw out warm and fuzzy things that make people feel good on the inside and make them feel like you're fighting on their behalf because of all of the oppression and all of the discrimination and all of the racism and all of the sexism and all of that stuff. All of that stuff does is it simply makes people feel good, like I got somebody fighting for me against all this injustice. But at the end of the day, you just bit into a big bag of cotton candy. Looks big, looks filling, but as soon as you bite it, it's gone, evaporates, no substance to it. What's up, America? This is Kevin from Kevin's Corner. See, you ever met one of those old guys who every time they talk, they always seem like they got something in their teeth? See? So I heard you got some bad grades, huh? I'd be like, do you always have some meat in your teeth, Grandpa? Yeah, those were good days. Like my grandfather, they would talk and have a cigarette in their mouth, like this. And that cigarette would never break off. Like the ashes would be as long as the yellow part of this thing, and they'd be sitting there working on the car. Like, now see right there? You got to put that right there. You see what I'm saying? Now pay attention, boy. And you be looking at that cigarette ash like, is that going to break off? I want to catch it, but it won't break. Yeah, those old guys. They don't make them like that no more, chain smokers, let it be about 95 years old. A cigarette between each finger. Anyway, so now, listen, boy, pay attention, boy. Yeah, see, they don't make them like that anymore. My Uncle Ron was the last hardcore man I knew. That guy, he was built for it. Tough. He could take it, man. He would tell you exactly what was on his mind. He wasn't about political correctness. He wasn't concerned about your feelings. He expected you to take whatever he say, because this is America and there's freedom of speech, whatever he say and deal with it. Yeah, everything, his solution to everything was, you'll be all right. That simple. One time when I was a young boy, I needed some money. And before I would go to this man, it would have to be real bad. I'm talking like, man, they about to take everything I own. So I go to him and I throw my sob story down there and he listened to me. He almost gave me some hope. Yeah. So how long would it take you to pay it back? Well, I could pay it back maybe and give me about a year and some. I really need this, Ron. I wouldn't come to you, man, if I didn't need it. He's like, okay. Yeah, well, I can't do it, man. I said, what? Why not? He said, cuz you'll be all right. And guess what? I ended up being all right. Now, I didn't feel that way at the time. I was like, how you going to just negate my feelings and what's going on in my life? You ain't got to worry about it, because he was a millionaire. This dude was rich. But he wouldn't give nothing to me for free at all. Not a nickel. I would go over to his house. He had all these hound dogs he would hunt with, like 20 dogs. I said, Uncle Ron, can I have 50 cents? 50 cents, huh? Always doing something. Tell you what, go over there and get them buckets and take those buckets down there and feed the dogs and give them water. I'm like, but it's like 20 dogs, Ron. I got it. He said, yeah, you want 50 cents? Don't you, boy, go on down there. That's the kind of guy he was, man. One time, I went to him and I hit 30 years old. And I said, you know what, Ron? I said, by now, I thought I would have been a millionaire, man. He said, yeah? He said, how old are you now? I said, 30. He said, yeah, it's about over. I said, nothing comes up, no follow-up to that. It wasn't, yeah, it's about over if you don't do this or that. No. He just left it like that. It wasn't no encouragement. It was, yeah, it's about over. And like, take that. Now, I wasn't concerned about political correctness, and neither was he. That's what makes America great, right? Watching the Tucker Carlson show tonight, trying to make sense out of it. And you know, I just cannot understand why anyone would run for president as a Democrat. Why would you put yourself through that mental stress? Before you even make it, you got to do about 55 apologies for stuff you probably aren't even really sorry about. Okay? There's some stuff in my life, when I said it, I meant it. And if they bring it back up, I'm not going to be like, well, you know, it was a time in my life where I wasn't sensitive to. No. But yeah, I said that. I mean, what? Yeah, the dude was dumb. That was stupid what he said and did. Okay, I'm not taking that back, okay? No takebacks with that one. And you're just going to have to eat that. You don't hear, now granted, when Republicans get accused of something, oftentimes they walk it back. I like to disagree. But to just offer up random apologies to try to virtue signal and win favor, to live under that type of stress and scrutiny, to be held to that type of manipulation and to people who aren't even better than you. That's my whole thing. I wish they would be talking about back in the day, some girl we heard, you said, you called her, hey Toots, can I talk to you for a minute? And she was offended. It was like in 1975, but she came out later and she said that when he called me Toots, even though he was joking and everybody was laughing and I called him some names too, but I was hurt and it was sexist. Do you now apologize? No. And if the lady interviewing me, I might be like, hey, listen, Toots, come closer. I'm not sorry about that. Oh, did I? It's unbelievable what these people have to do. I sat there and watched Joe Biden get up there and he apologized for sniffing. Oh, yeah, that's good. Come to Uncle Joe. Shh. No. Don't pull away. Yeah, I watched him get up and apologize. Beta O'Rourke on The View. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for being alive. I'm sorry for being a human. I'm just sorry. I'm sorry for just being white. I'm sorry. Cause see, I'm tall, and that's offensive to short people. So I'm tall. I'm sorry for offending short people, and then I'm skinny, and that's offensive to heavy people. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Would you forgive me for what? Anything that I might have done. People in the media and people on the left are not gods. About this. When Beta O'Rourke made his comments jokingly about his wife, and sometimes I help out too. He was on TV the next day because of the feminists. He's on TV. I shouldn't have said that. And you know, that's one thing I'm not going to say again. And I have to really, y'all helped me. You helped me to see. Wait, who wants a president like that? Get up on the mic and first thing he starts off when dealing with Russia or dealing with Iran or North Korea, I'm sorry, America has been horrible. We've done bad things to you. And we have no right to let you just build, to stop you from building your nuclear weapons, even though you said death to all Americans and death to Israel. But that right there, for us getting upset that you said those things, we're racist. We're racist, inherently racist for saying you're not allowed to threaten us in Israel with death. I mean, because that's a part of your deeply rooted beliefs and you have the right to feel that way. So if you want to bomb us, it's your right. And we don't want to infringe upon your religious liberties. Okay? Yeah. Who wants a president like that? Not me. That is the worst way to live your life. I get mad when people make unnecessary apologies to me. When back in the day, I went into this hospital. It was a children's hospital down in Cincinnati. And I do admire the Asian culture. They're very docile and they're very polite. But sometimes so polite where it makes me mad, where they're apologizing for nothing. Here I am. I don't know if it's just because I'm a big black man and I might have looked a little upset, even though I wasn't. But I'm walking down the hall, big old hall. They will scoot all the way over and be like, Sadi. And I'm like, for what, man? For what? Why are you sorry? We got all this room. You didn't bump me. What are you talking about? Sadi, excuse me, Sadi. I'm like, no. Come here. You're in America now. You ain't got to do that, man, okay? Just walk down the hall, okay? Hit me with the nod like, what's up? That's it. That's all I want. No apologies for no reason, okay? Nobody wants the docile, sorry, softcore president. If the women out here had a husband that all she saw was weakness constantly, well, real women. I'm not talking about the feminists who hate men or the men who hate being men. I'm talking about real women who can still recognize that men have to have a certain degree of strength to them and pride and confidence. But if you see him constantly, I'm sorry, you will start looking at him like, ugh, he's so softcore. Republicans got to start fighting like the Democrats. You know, they will pay and hire a whole bunch of what appears to be protesters, liberal protesters, to show up and shame with the flag. Yeah, get a couple of them that just throw out stupid stuff and see just how far these Democrats are willing to go when it comes down to apology. We represent the board of flagellants, and you know, rumor has it that when you were in city council, oftentimes before you would start the meetings, you would try to hide your farts by banging the gavel and farting at the same time. People heard that, and people who have uncontrollable flatulence was offended. You would do, and they knew. They knew. That's funny to me. I'm sorry, y'all. I couldn't stay in character because that one was right off the top of my head. That's funny. But yeah, so I mean, you would get them. I bet you they could get them to apologize for something like that. Yeah, I mean, I'm sitting there in the meeting, and I mean, I just knew it. Everything. You know, every time he banged the gavel, sometimes he banged the gavel for no reason, but because we found out later he had to fart. I mean, there was no objection, there was no disturbance. He was just like whole time. You know, so you would get one of them and be like, wait a minute, I don't even remember being in the council. I didn't have to go. Well, I'm sorry for all those that have uncontrollable flagellants. I apologize. They finally done proved, without a shadow of a doubt, that Donald Trump's horrible racist. I mean, look what he's done. I mean, do you understand how racist it is to pardon a black lady that has been in jail for 22 years? And then Donald Trump has the nerve, with all of his racism, to go and pardon her and commute her sentence and let her go free. You know, they tried to tell us, y'all. They've been trying to tell us that Donald Trump is so racist. We didn't listen. I mean, look at all the acts of racism this man has displayed. He had the nerve to go and get 3 South Korean Americans out of Korea. You know, I was saying to myself, this man, he's going to leave them over there. But because of his racism, he decided, I'm going to bring them back. And then remember those 2 basketball players over in China that got caught stealing? Huh? Remember that? I was saying to myself, watch Donald Trump, because see, you know how adamant all of us Trump supporters are about keeping America all white. You know how we feel. I was like, leave him, Trump, leave him. And he had the nerve to show us how racist he is when he said, bring my boys back here to America, because they was born on American soil. And even though they might have broke the law, they don't belong to you. They still Americans. Now that is pure racism for him to do something like that. It is such blatant racism, I can't take it no more. And MSNBC and CNN and all those upstanding, honest, non-motive having journalists over there, they tried to tell us, but we didn't listen. We didn't listen at all. And now it's out there. He's a full-blown racist, going around doing stuff for black people. He's trying to get all kind of stuff passed to increase all of the unemployment, to bring that down for Mexicans and black people and other people besides just white. That's full-blown racism. Can't believe it. So there you have it. Case solved. Guess CNN and MSNBC and the rest of those jokers were right. Should have listened. Should have listened. Anyway, this right here is called sarcasm, and it's basically showing everybody out there to use some common sense. Racist people don't go out there and say, let me commute the sentence of this black lady. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. He's a double racist misogynist because not only did he free a black woman, he freed a woman. Now, him and his misogyny, I swore him down. Trump was just going to leave this woman to rot in prison. Because God knows we don't need more women running around. And she's black too. Gives me the willies just thinking about it. You know, but then he goes and do something like commute her sentence. A black woman. Just let her go. Just let her go on out there. The nerve of this man. Such a racist. Use some common sense. Look at some of the behaviors of real racists. Okay? Real racists, they don't go and commute sentences like that. They don't even hang out with black people. Let alone, I saw him kiss a black lady, comforting her over her daughter who got killed in New York. I saw him kiss her. I would have thought afterwards he would have been like, ugh, oh gosh. Ugh. Somebody get me some alcohol and some swabs. I need to swab myself down. Yeah, kissed a little black girl. Yeah, he kissed a little black girl when he was down there in Florida. Showed us all of that racism he has in his heart. Yeah, you should saw him. Before he picked her up, he said, somebody get me some of them surgical gloves and a mask to put on. Because, you know, you don't like to just, you don't touch them. You know, see, that's how it is. Yeah, see, So, but yet, at the same time, this guy showed us how racist he is by picking that little black baby up and just almost threw up in his mouth because of all that racism. Hey, y'all. This is Kevin from Kevin's Corner. I'm coming to y'all. Just came out of Walmart. I'm in the line. I'm just trying to get me some snack. And some white man came up from me. Some white man came up from behind me. And he said, how many juju beans you gonna get? The line says only 10 items. And I had about 15 packs of juju beans. A slab of ribs that was on sale after the 4th. I guess, you know, they get rid of the meat. You know how it is when it starts getting out there. And some wilted lettuce that had been marked down. And I just wanted to mind my own business. But this white man, he said, you know what you need to do? Bro, you need to go back to where you came from. And I was like, where, Youngstown? And he was like, no, I assume you came from Africa or some asshole country like that. And I was so shocked. I was eyeing my mouth wide open. Like, I couldn't even say nothing. I don't know what to do. It hit me like a deer in headlights. I was just sitting there like, I can't believe it. He was only this big, real small. I could have crushed him, but I decided not to. I just stood there and I said, you can't talk to me in front of my dog like this, okay? You cannot talk to me in front of my dog. I got a dog, and I'm black, and I'm a black man, too. And he said, you shut your mouth, boy. Next time you get in the right line. I'm sorry. I'm emotional. No, y'all. Are y'all getting this? Everybody getting this? Everybody? Okay, cool. So anyway, pray for me, y'all, that this stuff don't keep happening, because I got a feeling it's all coming down. This got to stop. It's coming down from the top. Trump. I'm sorry. I can't go on. And scene. That's what happened with Erica Thomas down in Georgia. You see what it do when you teach a whole bunch of people how to manipulate the system, define themselves as victims, always pushing the race card, always trying to assign some type of behavior to a politician for political gain. I guess they just assume that President Trump is Darth Vader when he gets up there and says, they shall all go back to where they came from. And now all of us Trump supporters just walking around looking for people to say, you need to go back to where you came from. Yeah. What's going on, America? This is Kevin in Kevin's Corner, and this is part 2 of hunting for racism. According to the Democrats, it's everywhere. I'm going to attempt to go into Walmart without being attacked by a group of Klansmen or being called all types of racial slurs. Hopefully they'll let me come through the front door and I don't have to go around the back. Just in case I don't return, please tell my family I love them. And this isn't for me. No, this is for you, the American people. I'm risking my life to see if racism is as rampant as the Democrats and the liberal media tells us it is. Now, I see a car next to me with a white man and a white girl. He looks like he could be mighty racist. I'm concerned. He has a butch haircut and some blue jeans on. You know they like to wear the blue jeans when they do their racism. Yeah. I would probably put him in the category of maybe, I don't know, skinhead maybe, I don't know. I assume according to Don Lemon, all white people are a threat to us and they're all white supremacists and skinheads. But I'm going to get out the car now. I'm mighty scared. Right now I should be stepping in racism according to the left, but I don't see any on the ground. Okay, everyone, there's a guy. He's over there doing his job, but I'm sure that's not what he's really doing. You see him in the jacket? Yeah. He's probably really plotting on how he can jump on me and possibly throw me on a boat and drag me back to Africa. I'm sure that's what he's doing. All right, well, I'm going in now. We'll see how this all works out. Okay, there's a white lady. Let me back up. She looks pretty vicious. Oh wait, she's just minding her business. I see. Maybe we've been tricked to think that racism is everywhere. But let's just keep going and make sure that it's just a hoax and not. Wait, look at this. Wait, could it be? You see? Wow, those white people just walk right by me. They just walk right by me. This is crazy. I thought by now they should have been like, look at him, get him. I can't believe you got the nerve to come in here and shop at our Walmart with your hat on and your fancy glasses. Yeah, I thought that's what they would be saying. There's two white guys that get together. I'm sure they're about to jump on a horse and throw some hoods on. But wait a minute, they're just walking away. This is crazy. Maybe we've all been tricked. Well, anyway, I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna try to finish my shopping. Hopefully I'll make it back alive. If I don't, tell everybody I love them. No. I'm just doing a little blog. That's all. Yeah. See, there's a black guy. He thinks that just because he's black, we have something in common, But anyway, I'm going in, and like I said, if you want to donate to Kevin's Corner, there's a white lady. But does she have some racism in that card? Is there some? No, there's no racism in her card. They're just minding their business. Look at that. That's not what CNN told me. I think we've been duped, ladies and gentlemen, but I'll report back later. This is Kevin from Kevin's Corner. Once again, part 2, In Search of Racism. Signing off. God bless you, and we'll see you next time in Kevin's Corner, if I make it back from all the racism. Okay, God bless. Well, hello, America. How you? Hope y'all doing fine. I'm fine. You? Well, I'm on my way to the gun range to practice shooting, because it's my right, my God-given right, okay? I think it's somewhere in the Geneva Convention or something, maybe the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, or maybe the 10th commandment. But nonetheless, I know the constipation, therefore I'm going to go exercise, okay? Going to exercise those demons out of those targets. You understand that? Because this is America, greatest country on the planet. I'm going to start off with the 44 Magnum. In the words of Clint Eastwood, this is the most powerful handgun ever made. That's right, you heard it right. Good old-fashioned American movie, Clint Eastwood. But anyway, there's people out there trying to take our God-given rights. Them darn demon rats. They're passing all type of legislation come against my God-given rights. Now, I know I may fit every stereotype of a white supremacist, black skin, bald head, things like that, built low to the ground for traction. Yeah, all the stereotypes growing up in the ghetto, in the hood. I mean, that's exactly what those liberals think about when they envision a Trump supporter. They envision a black man with some diverse background, one that grew up hard, had to eat the peanut butter and the jelly. Okay, peanut butter and the jelly. Not even on the bread. Just put the peanut butter and the jelly in your hand. You gotta lick it right off, just like that. So I know I fit all the stereotypes. Black man who believe in the constipation. Black man who believe in the first, second, third, fourth, fifth, and all the rest of the amendments. You know, so I know after this video, I'm gonna get a whole bunch of criticism. Once again, those Trump supporters, those white, racist, nationalist, gun-toting, Bible-toting Trump supporters are out there shooting like Yosemite Sam, but I don't care. I don't care, because this is America. Glad I can express myself the way I want, darn it. That's right. So, if they don't like it, they can kiss my grits. Okay? Now, put that in the pipe and smoke it. Anyway, you've been listening to Kevin's Corner. When I'm talking about going to the gun range and the stereotypes that they all have about Trump supporters being white, you know, upper class, middle, privileged men, I guess I fit all those stereotypes. So maybe they got something going there. Maybe there's some truth to what they're saying, but I don't know. You tell me. Do I look like it? Do I look like the white, upper class, middle, racist Trump supporter? Yeah, you tell me. Anyway, God bless you. Find me every Wednesday, 7:30 in Kevin's Corner. Okay? Live. And also my blog talk show. Don't forget to check out Extreme Tees. I would open, but I'm driving. Don't want to wreck my vehicle. Okay? But look at their website. The link's in the bottom. It's right down near the bottom. Go down there, click on it. You'll get yourself a 20% discount. You put my name. Don't forget. Kevin. Okay? K-E-V. I think it's an I. Maybe it could be an E. Kevin. Yeah. K-E-V-I-N. Okay? Put that in there. You get a 20% discount. Okay? And then finally, hit like, hit share. Okay? And then if you want to support Kevin and Kevin's Corner, okay? I know you're going to get a lot of heat for doing that. Supporting a white, Nazi, racist like myself with that pale white skin that I have. I know you might take some slack. But if you want to donate to Kevin's Corner, feel free to just link in the bottom, do that. Find me on Facebook, Twitter. Don't forget to hit like, share, and hit the notification button and subscribe. And we'll see you next time in Kevin's Corner after I get done exercising the constipation, my God-given rights. See you next time in Kevin's Corner.
Today, President Trump tweeted again about Baltimore, Maryland, and he referred to it as infested. He said that there were rats, roaches, dilapidated homes, and even though all of that stuff is true, and Elijah Cummings ain't doing crap about it, instead he running around chasing President Trump around instead of chasing down homelessness, poor schools, houses collapsing, drug addiction, rats running around the city. Even though he's doing all of that, President Trump had the nerve to use one word: infested. Well, Mr. President, that infested place you're talking about, I came from there. He always using words like this to refer to black and brown people. Somebody get me some water, my mouth is dry. I think I might have a cotton ball in it. Maybe something like that. But anyway, Mr. President, you can't keep this obvious racism.
Says about Congressman Cummings' district.
Here it is. Look at the lips, y'all. What is he, sucking on a lemon?
That no human would want to live there. You know who did, Mr. President? I did. From the day I was brought home
This man just gave men with bald heads a bad name. Normally, studies show that when a man loses his hair early, it's because he's producing a large amount of testosterone. You know, my excuse for being bald always is I'm too much of a man to have hair. But I don't know what happened in this case. It must be an anomaly. This is like 1 out of a trillion that lost their hair, and still right now, he's wearing a little teeny, incy pincy yellow polka dot bikini. That's what this guy's wearing right here. Did you hear? I was one of those. And then notice that this man said was. Why isn't he still living there? Yes, maybe it's because it's infested. I'm just wondering, if it was such a paradise, why did you, once you made your chips, move out of there? If it's such a paradise, why are the people living there requesting help? Because it's such a ran down paradise. That's what it is. That's what you're telling me. Well, the paradise was beautiful and then somehow it just went to crap overnight. Elijah Cummings has been in there for years, and the dump has been there for years, and the dump is still there because he's not intending on fixing it. His agenda is chasing down the president, along with Maxine Waters, along with Chuck Schumer, along with Nancy Pelosi, and the rest of the peanuts that's doing nothing but trying to impeach the president instead of working on the districts. And then they say, let's send our minions out to run interference for us so that you can take away the attention of their poor job in their districts, and then somehow contort it, twist it, bend it, manipulate it, weld it, melt it down, and reconstruct the whole statement into racism. Okay? All right, this is a big endeavor. See, it takes a whole lot of work, a big project, to take a statement that is true like that and bend it, twist it up, and then redistribute it as racism.
From the hospital to the day I left for college. And a lot of people I care about still do. There are challenges, no doubt. But people are proud of their community.
Are they?
I don't want to sound self-righteous.
So they're so proud of their community that they're writing to reporters to have them come in and do a report on how bad the community is. That's how proud they are. You don't see them saying, hey, Fox, would you come down here and do a report on this beautiful paradise we're living in, this utopian society that we're enjoying, these wonderful, beautiful apartment buildings that we have, you know, all this air conditioning and food in the refrigerator. And don't worry about the rats. They're pets. That's all they are. These are trained rats that Elisha Cummings sent down here for us to assist us like little teeny butlers. That's all they are. So don't mind them, okay? Forget about the roaches, too. The roaches right there are here to eat up food that maybe falls on the ground, so we don't have to. We're being proficient. Instead of having garbage people come, we're way ahead of the time. Instead of having garbage people come, which costs money because we have to pay them to clean up things, we now invoked roaches to eat up the garbage. That's what we're doing, because this is a paradise. This is a paradise.
What's going on, America? This is Kevin from Kevin's Corner, where I try to make sense out of nonsense. And what don't make sense is why the media feel that President Trump might have used too many harsh words to describe Baghdadi's last few minutes of his agonizing life. Terrorists, you know, maybe they wanted him to use some more kinder words, huh? Like, well, he ran down the cave hall bravely. He fought valiantly. He stood in the face of tyranny. He fought back against oppression. Maybe that's what they wanted him to say. Maybe it was, well, you know what? I mean, he looked death right in the eyes and said, come on, I'm ready to go. Take me. You'll never take me alive. That's what they wanted him to say, because apparently the way the president described him was too harsh. He probably should have described it a little more harshly. He was running down the cave hall, pooting and farting and vomiting and screaming, talking about, I don't want to, snot draining down his nose. Then his kids was like, Dad, pull it together. He was like, shut up. I don't want to die. I don't want to die. And then he tried to run away, and the kids grabbed him by the ankle, and he was scraping his nails on the ground while the kids was pulling him back, saying, man up, Dad, man up. It was really the kids that were braver than their dad. And then all of a sudden, right before the dogs got to him, he pooped all over himself. It was horrible. It was a nasty, funky scene. Flies shot in out of nowhere, maggots all over him. It was unbelievable. It was unbelievable. And then all of a sudden he blew up, and everything it was like just running over a watermelon with a semi-truck. It was everywhere. It was crazy, man. It was crazy. Anyway, that's pretty much how he died. That's probably the way he should have described it, But just by saying he was a dog, he died like a dog, he was whimpering and crying, that was too harsh for the media. They were saying, you know what, he's describing it like ISIS would, or like somebody like a, and I'm thinking to myself, you dumb behind anti-American, stupid, bought and paid for by the DNC liberal media pundits. Don't y'all realize shock value? Don't you know you make an example out of somebody to show the rest of the terrorists what not to do? Oh, I'm sorry. Did my man noise offend you? Was that too much toxic masculinity? Ride up on my man bike, get off with my wide overkill man swing of the leg. That's right, testosterone leaking all out of my ears. Apparently, Elizabeth Warren and probably a large amount of the Democratic Party has a problem with maybe man's contribution to society. So I'm watching the Laura Ingraham show last night. She showed a clip of Elizabeth Warren talking to apparently was a group of all women. And she's like, we're not here because of men and the contribution that they've given and the male president that this building is named after. We're not here because of men at all. We're here because of us. Elizabeth Warren, I don't recall too many women laying in bed late at night upstairs and they hear something break, psh, and their husband roll over to them and say, honey, go downstairs and see what's making that noise. No. At that time, for whatever reason, something rises up in the man and says, you know what, baby, stay right here. I'm about to go down and find out what's going on. If I ain't back, you know the rules. Grab a whole bunch of sheets, tie them together, and slide down the side of the house, okay, and get out of there, all right, and revenge my death. But what you don't do is send your lady friend down there, unless maybe you're like Beto O'Rourke or somebody, and Justin Trudeau, you know, or all of the soy boys who's out there proclaiming to be male feminists. What is that? How do you get to the point where you accept that title? I'm a male feminist? Are you kidding me? Man up. I don't see in the world how any man's man can vote for Elizabeth Warren. And for that much, the whole Democratic Party. Because, see, that's the problem with being woke. See, you can't just vote someone in because of their credentials and their skills. You can't just get out there and have regular speeches to Americans. You have to break them up and dissect them into little groups. I mean, she could have easily talked about everybody's personal journey and how they got there, not based on the fact that you're a woman or a man, but based on your own merit, effort, dedication, and all of that stuff. But no. She immediately has to dismiss men down. The Democratic Party, if they could, they would take a big pair of snippers and clip the testes of all men. We'd all be walking around like, oh! Yeah, we'd all be singing Prince, not in his regular deep voice, like, dig if you will, the picture. But everybody be like, from the first moment I saw you. Yeah, everybody would have a high voice, all men. Nobody getting ready for war, no hardcore cats, nah. Nobody who's like, come on, the building's burning, but I gotta save all these women and children. All the guys would be like, oh God, it's hot. I mean, it's unbelievable what the Democratic Party would do to men. They always are just chopping men down, just disregarding men, toxic masculinity, it's a male-dominated world. Man, get rid of all of us and see what happens. And that's what they're trying to do one way or another. They're trying to get rid of the influence. They're trying to downplay the masculinity in a man, calling it toxic. What is that? You know what it is? It's anything that stands in our way, anything that we don't like. It's our way of manipulating powerful, strong, assertive men. That's what it is. Anything we don't like, we just say, well, for now, your act right there is toxic. Toxic masculinity. It's the game that they play. It's no different than how they just say systemic racism. Where's that? Is there a definition of it? Can I locate it? Let's go find some systemic racism. Oh, it's invisible? It's kind of like the wind? I just got to trust you that it's there then, right? Toxic masculinity. Where is it? How does it look? When does it come out? Just because I'm a boss or just because I'm a man that says, whoa, 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 wait a minute now. All right. You need to apologize to her. Well, you know what? You're toxic. Okay, then how about this? Go ahead, man, slap her, grab her buns. I don't care. I'll just go over here and sit down and wait for you to finish having your way with my girl. Because when I stood up to you, she said that my masculinity was toxic. No. So let me go over here. Hey, not too rough. Well, never. It's up to you. My thing is let men be men. Get out of the identity politics based on gender, sex, race, all of that stuff. If a woman comes along and she got skills and she's powerful and she is assertive, I would vote for her too. But what I'm not going to do is vote for somebody based on the fact that they're a woman. And I'm already hearing in this person's voice that she's creating the divide and pandering towards women instead of focusing on Americans. Okay. And I don't know how many real strong men would get behind a leader like that, whether it be male or female. You know what? You don't want real men in the Democratic Party. If you're a real man, get out of there. All right. Right now, you about to let the hyenas. You know, in the hyena clan, the leader of the hyena clan is a female, and the males aren't allowed to even be interacting with the females until they're ready for them. See, all of the male hyenas got the tails between their legs.